Pack your bags, we're headed on a big old ride, with dreams of sunlit shores and the open skies, from the hills of Cyprus to where the world collides.
Ever wished you could, like, bottle that pre-vacation excitement, you know, that thrill of the unknown right before a big trip?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, today's deep dive, it's like uncorking that feeling as we follow one couple's Hawaiian adventure back in 2004. So we're diving into this blog.
Okay.
It's by Rob and Mandy. They were living in Cardiff at the time and blogging about their upcoming move to Cyprus. And here's the thing. 2 years before Cyprus, they took this detour to Hawaii, almost like a last hurrah before their new life began.
Yeah. It's fascinating how a trip can be almost like a bridge between chapters in your life. Like You've got the excitement of Hawaii and then this even bigger leap to Cyprus.
Right. And picture this. They're coming straight from a trip to Vegas. Can you imagine? Trading the neon lights of the Strip for beaches in Hawaii. Talk about sensory overload.
Wow. Yeah.
They actually described watching the desert landscape, like out their plane window, and slowly it gives way to the Pacific Ocean. And get this, they even caught a glimpse of the Golden Gate Bridge.
It really reflects this major transition they were about to make.
Absolutely. And speaking of transitions, when they landed in Honolulu, it was like stepping into a whole new world. They even talked about how the air smelled different, warm, fresh, floral. That's got to be a nice change from, well, wherever you're coming from.
Yeah. Sensory details like that, they really pull you into the experience. You can practically feel that warm breeze and smell those tropical flowers as they get off the plane.
I know, right? But here's where things get interesting. Remember how I mentioned their move to Cyprus was planned?
Yeah.
Well, when they arrive in Honolulu, there's mention of a local rep meeting them at the airport. So it makes you wonder about their journey towards, a more free-flowing life in Cyprus.
It does make you think about the shift in their mindset. Like maybe this trip to Hawaii was part of that shift.
It's like they're dipping their toes into a more spontaneous way of living, even with a local rep in tow. And speaking of dipping their toes, what better way to kick off a Hawaiian adventure than with cocktails at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel?
Oh, yeah. That iconic pink palace practically screams classic Hawaiian charm.
Now, we all know I love a good cocktail. And Rob and Mandy did not disappoint. Mandy went straight for a Mai Tai, dark rum, dancing on top, as they put it. And Rob, he chose a lava flow. Clearly, they were all in on the whole island experience, right from the start.
Sounds like it.
But those iconic island vibes, they were out in full force at the Aloha Festival, which Rob and Mandy were lucky enough to catch during their trip.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time. The Aloha Festival is huge. It's a huge celebration of Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
You've got music, dancing, incredible food, and of course, those legendary parades.
Oh, they were blown away by the whole thing. They raved about the aromas from the food stalls. They even mentioned a military band playing the Hawaii Five-0 theme, which, come on, how fun is that?
Oh, I can only imagine.
And then, the grand finale, the Floral Street Parade.
It's remarkable how easily they embrace those quintessential tourist moments.
Yeah.
They could have brushed it off as cliche, but instead they dove right into the energy of it all.
Totally. And speaking of embracing the moment, get this. They got their marriage license during the trip.
Wow.
Can you imagine anything more romantic? Getting your marriage license amidst the excitement of the Aloha Festival.
Now, that's what I call a pre-honeymoon. It adds a whole new layer of meaning to their Hawaiian adventure.
Absolutely. But their journey wasn't all parades and romance. They also craved those authentic, off-the-beaten-path experiences. Remember how they connected with the parade organizers?
Yeah.
That desire to go deeper led them to hop on a local bus and head to Kailua Beach.
It's that same spirit of adventure. That likely drew them to Cyprus, wouldn't you say?
100%.
This willingness to step outside their comfort zone and embrace the unfamiliar.
And Kailua Beach was the perfect escape. From the hustle and bustle of Waikiki. They described it as a pristine paradise with white sand and turquoise waters, just like something out of a postcard.
Even in a place as popular as Hawaii, they found those hidden gems, the ones that resonate with a sense of discovery.
But their exploration of Oahu took a poignant turn with their visit to the Pearl Harbor Memorial.
A stark reminder that history often intersects with paradise. in unexpected ways.
It's sobering, isn't it, the way they describe the memorial, especially its location above the sunken USS Arizona. It really highlights the emotional weight of the place. They even talked about how there's a sense of solemnity in the air. It clearly had a profound impact on them.
And it speaks to their capacity for reflection, their willingness to acknowledge the complexities of history, even while on vacation.
Definitely. After that moment of reflection, they decided to conquer Diamond Head, that iconic volcanic crater. You see it in all the pictures of Oahu.
It's practically a rite of passage for visitors, isn't it, that climb to the summit, with a promise of incredible panoramic views.
Absolutely. And they were not disappointed. They talked about the trail, how it starts paved, then gives way to these rocky sections, almost like you're really working for that view.
That sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
That feeling of having earned the vista.
Yeah.
Must have been incredible.
Yeah.
It's almost symbolic of their larger journey,
Yeah.
This major life change they're about to undertake.
Totally. And speaking of undertaking new things, their final day in Honolulu took a bit of an unexpected turn. Rob decided to visit a local gun club.
Now, that's something you don't see every day. On a Hawaiian vacation itinerary, it seems to clash with that laid-back, almost utopian vibe we associate with the islands.
Right. It definitely caught my eye. When I first read that blog entry, it's almost jarring after all those beaches and cocktails and cultural festivals. But then I thought, this is so Rob. Always the curious one, always willing to step outside his comfort zone, even if it means confronting something unexpected.
Yeah. And confront it, he did. He described the power of the weapons as quite frightening, which suggests a level of introspection, a recognition that there are complexities that exist even in paradise.
It's a far cry from sipping Mai Tais at the Royal Hawaiian, isn't it?
It really is.
And maybe that's the point, Life, like travel, is full of contrasts. You can have these idyllic moments, these picture-perfect experiences, but there's always another side to the coin, maybe. Just maybe. That gun club visit was Rob's way of facing that reality head on, like preparing himself for the unknowns that awaited them in Cyprus.
Yeah. It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? This seemingly out-of-place experience might have been a crucial part of their journey.
Yeah.
It reminds us that growth often happens in those unexpected moments. Sometimes. The uncomfortable moments.
Exactly. And as we wrap up our deep dive into Rob and Mandy's Hawaiian adventure, I keep coming back to that idea of contrasts. You have the luxurious cocktails and the local bus rides, the vibrant festival and the somber memorial, the breathtaking views, and, well, the gun club. It's this blend of experiences that makes their story so compelling, so relatable.
Yeah. It's a reminder that life is like a good trip. It's not about checking things off a list, but it's about immersing ourselves in the unexpected detours and letting those experiences shape us.
So well said. And for our listeners, think about a time you took a trip before a big life change. Maybe a graduation, a wedding, or a move. Did you find yourself drawn to the familiar comforts? Or did you use that time to explore new horizons, even if they made you a little uncomfortable? Food for thought as you plan your next adventure. Until next time, happy travels, everyone.
You like flying where we never hide.
Out on the highway, chasing the